Well, new tonight, a controversial topic filling municipality meetings across Lancaster County. It's a 30-year concept called growth boundaries.
Farmers say recent changes are welcoming in more commercial development and tossing aside some of the county's historic roots. Here's CBS 21's investigative journalist Austin Winkler with more.
Growth areas have been around for 30 years here in Lancaster County, and growth areas are a part of the comprehensive plan. So the idea was to say, hey, what's been happening within the growth areas?
I think our mindset at the township in this proposal was this would be an adequate future growth area for many years to come. Obviously, the majority of our population is Amish, so we try to make sure that we focus attention on them, their needs, because basically they're the majority here.
You'll destroy the aquifer, and you'll devalue my home overnight.
It should be their individual right as a property owner, if they want to permanently protect their property, that they can do that. And here would be an action that would prevent them from doing that.
We're farmers here. This is what we do.
Yeah.
We were blessed in this area with the most fertile ground unirrigated in the world.
Oh, yeah.
And we don't care.
No, we're not acting like we don't care.
I mean,
Originally, we've been working with the County Planning Commission, and this was going to be another year or so journey. And all of a sudden, they wanted a response from us right away.
There is no pressure that the county's putting on municipalities to submit any plans.
No, absolutely not. We know some municipalities are, they're looking at making some tweaks and some changes, and some aren't. And that's fine. I don't see, quite frankly, any pressure.
The scale of the land that they want to enroll seems to be excessive when it's not based on any data-driven justification. And quite frankly, the message of, well, we don't want those 500 acres to be preserved, is not a message that resonates with the public.
A lot of the Amish in that area I had visited with personally and encouraged them to come out. And whether you're pro or con, we need to hear your opinion. That's how we're going to make a collective decision how to move here in the future.
I think it's also premature to determine what growth needs are going to look like 75 years in the future, because obviously we don't know what growth needs are going to look like. It's just shameful to see really productive farmland being paved over when it should be, left available for food production.
Nobody wants to see more development in the township, but the township is responsible for providing future growth.
Yeah, it's a tough topic, and they haven't finalized the vote yet, but this is the stat that you got to remember. Lancaster County is known for this. It has the most preserved farmland in the country right now.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. And as those municipalities start making these final decisions, we'll keep you updated on air and online. You can head to cbs21.com to read that full story. There's a lot more to this that we couldn't play on TV because it was simply too much information, too long. But Austin Winkler working on that.
Great work by Austin on that.
Yeah, really fascinating. At 5:30, we are taking a closer look at farmland that could be in jeopardy. Thanks for being here tonight. I'm Candace Scalise.
I'm Joel D. Smith. So locals in Lancaster County say their land is at risk of being gone, maybe devalued. It's causing a room full of local townsfolk to actually be pretty upset about this.
Yeah, you can see all of them gathered there. All of this because of something called growth boundaries.
It should be their individual right as a property owner, if they want to permanently protect their property, that they can do that. And here would be an action that would prevent them from doing that.
So all of this in a place where the population is predominantly Amish.
And one of our folks here at CBS 21 recently looking into this. Here's more of my conversation with him as they're trying to fight for their farmland. Here to talk more about that right now, CBS 21 investigative journalist, assignment desk editor, Austin Winkler is here. Okay, so you went to the township meeting. You're talking to folks about this. We already know Lancaster County saves so much land anyway. Aren't they one of the most in the country when it comes to that?
Yes, yeah, they are. I think the bigger issue overall is just it's historical.
Yeah.
It's the whole topic of agriculture. It's precious to people in Lancaster County. And whether it's 10 acres or 100 acres or 1,000 acres, any land that's taken away from farmland is just...
Okay, so you could have this topic anytime you wanted to, but it's now important because they only make these decisions every 10 years. So how close are we to the next time they make that big decision?
So this year is going to be those 10 years. So
Okay.
that this year is where all the municipalities are kind of looking at these plans. And this is the first time that there's major changes, whereas the last 10 years when they've looked at these, there's been little minor tweaks.
So what kind of major changes are we talking about? What is possible that could be coming to Lancaster County that some think changing the dynamic a little bit too much?
So usually it was about a couple dozen acres, but now a lot of municipalities are looking at hundreds and in some cases over 1,000. And so when they're looking at those, a lot of people are like, with, as you know, there's data centers and warehouses that are popping up.
Yeah.
And with the amount of acreage that some supervisors are looking at, a lot of people are like, well, what are you guys really using this for?
Well, and we won't know that necessarily unless it's going to be sold, first of all, right? I mean, you got to make this land available from those farmers that are already there. And are they likely to do that to begin with? Do they want to sell? Do we have a feel for that?
I think you're going to see a lot of farmers will especially hold out now. And I think a lot of farmers, especially Lancaster County, big Amish country, I think a lot of farmers are not going to sell, especially knowing the details of how much acreage they're looking at.
Was there anything that surprised you here? You go in with the concept, you start talking to people. What surprised you?
I think what surprised me the most is I think the townships are coming at it from not as heavy of a perspective as I thought. So they're looking at it more as, listen, we understand that there's growth that has to happen, and we understand that we need to preserve farmland. But we also know farmers aren't going to sell for a long time. So if we don't put in this land now, we might never be able to grow outside of just being farmland.
And then the final decision on this, is this something that people can have an impact on still and talk to their representatives?
Yeah, so right now all of these are preliminary plans.
Right.
So they can still show up at these meetings and kind of give their thoughts and opinions.
Yeah.
And there can be changes, and some townships might decide it might be 10 acres instead of 1,000.
Right.
It can really just change.
Yeah, growth versus history. It's the classic argument, and we'll see how it plays out. Thanks for all your good work on this.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, and we're going to be able to see more of this on the website as well. And at 6 o'clock, Austin's Full Story.